Hello, I am Southern Wolverine, and we are back in Battlestations Pacific with the Battle of Cape Esparance. Now, in this battle, the U.S. fleet was attempting to reinforce Guadalcanal, and the cruiser and destroyer squadrons under...
Repeat, remain in formation.
Anyway, the ships under the Admiral Norman Scott made their first night patrol of what was known as the slot, where they were almost nightly reinforcement runs coming from the Japanese for a while. And so this formation consisted of 4 cruisers, 2 heavy and 2 light cruisers.
Our foothold on Guadalcanal is at stake. We have to hold them off.
The San Francisco, the Salt Lake City, the Boise, and the Helena. They were accompanied by 5 destroyers. And in this particular action, in the real-life action, the Japanese were attempting to reinforce their troops on the island of Guadalcanal. And what happened was the night patrol force under Norman Scott ran into basically the night bombardment force of cruisers under Admiral Goto, which consisted of 3 cruisers with 2 screening destroyers. So right now we look like we're dealing with a couple of, well, okay, we've got the Aoba and the Fubuki, and we've already handled 1 enemy cruiser, it looked like, or possibly that was the first destroyer. We're just cycling the gun slow enough that we're maintaining accuracy here, and we should be able to knock out these destroyers pretty quickly. In the real action, what happened is basically expecting the Japanese column to come down the slot, the American ships basically were sailing back and forth across the slot west of Savo Island in an attempt to intercept them, and in effect that's what they did. And in fact, the 2 light cruisers in the fleet, the Boise and the Helena, detected the Japanese from longer range than the older radar sets on the heavy cruisers could. And by tradition, of course, the largest ship in the fleet was the flagship, which meant that the Admiral in this battle did not have direct access to that information. They also suffered from some confusion in squadron maneuvering in the early stages of the battle after they had detected the Japanese. And I'm taking naval gunfire here. Let's knock this guy out. Let's see if we can start a fire by hitting him in the fuel tanks. Come on, San Francisco, you can do it. Hold together, baby. So in any case, in the confusion of the early maneuvering, the Vanguard 3 destroyers of the American fleet got separated, and they would end up taking some, unfortunate friendly fires. They ended up basically between the 2 cruiser forces. Maybe I can knock out his gun. Maybe that's a better plan. Let's knock out his guns. I'm taking quite a bit of damage here. Alright, take that. Looks like the Aoba's going down. Come on, finish it, finish it, finish it! But in any case, this Japanese squadron was only part of the forces that were on the move that night.
Don't ever break fleet formation again. Is that clear?
In fact, the purpose of this cruiser squadron was to bombard. Oh, geez, I very nearly ran into the Helena there. In any case, the Japanese bombardment force is the one that ended up fighting against the American squadron, and the reinforcement group, which was, I believe, something like 6 destroyers and a couple of seaplane tenders.
The artillery systems are damaged.
Those ships actually made it to Guadalcanal, despite the action, because they were away from the fight. Let's see. Prepare to fix the turrets. How does one do that? Nope, that's the order. I forget how to do this. Again, I'm gonna have to look this up and come back in a second. Okay, so it seems that to get the menu for repairs, I need to hold Alt and click like so. Yay, I've successfully ordered repair. And the ship is steering itself, fortunately. I don't have my hand even on the controls, since it has a squadron order to escort the
Artillery
USS Helena.
systems are back up and running. We're ready for battle.
Boom, gun test. Our weapons are working now. That's always a bonus. Always a bonus.
Damn it, sir. We've got 2 Japanese ships incoming, both the Cow-class cruisers.
We'll deal with them when we can. They'll just have to wait
So
their
this,
turn.
this would be the rest
But
of the
they'll call
squadron
devastation.
then.
We have to tackle them now.
Are you telling me what to do, First Lieutenant?
Oh boy,
No, sir.
that sounds
I
like
just think
trouble.
that the threat level is high.
All right, let's.
You do your job, I'll do
I can
mine.
actually take command of these
I don't envy those
formations
Marines.
now.
Every time they rebuild that airstrip, the Japanese knock it out
Oh,
again.
how do I? Darn it.
We're gonna
There we
change
go.
all that. Tonight, we turn the enemy back.
Alright, so let's let these ships go forward a bit and turn to bring all their guns to bear. We'll do the same thing with our heavy cruiser, the San Francisco. And while these destroyers are turning, perhaps we can get some torpedoes launched at them as well. Looks like our formation's getting a little jumped up here. Now you see, these, despite their name and the light cruisers, they were light in the sense that they tended to be smaller ships and they had lighter armament. But the Boise and the Helena actually had a large number of guns, as opposed to having, I believe, 9 8-inch guns like the San Francisco. The Helena had 15 6-inch 47 caliber guns, I believe. And unlike the guns on the heavier cruisers, which were like the battleship ones where you ram the powder in separate from the shell, these light cruiser ones were more like just regular gun, you know, regular bullets, magazines, kind of deal. So you had a casing and all that all built in together, so they could be loaded and fired quite rapidly. And in fact, some of the Japanese in their after-action reports from this battle and some following battles in which they encountered these light cruisers, or basically for the first time, were somewhat impressed, referring to them as machine gun cruisers, because as the guns fire and the individual efficiency of different gun crews sort of, you know, makes the guns fire at slightly different rates, they ended up sort of looking like machine guns with just like tracers coming out of them, and the just firing full auto here just about. We're not going to take any chances. We're just going to, it's going to reduce our accuracy somewhat, but I'm just going to keep blasting away at this ship. And I'll let the San Francisco finish her off. Alright. So we should be able to deal with her pretty quickly.
Get it! She's sinking fast!
So we have, looks like we have successfully crossed their T. And now actually we're coming across their tail. It seems our cruisers, or our destroyers, have gotten some confused, so I'm just going to pair them up with the San Francisco. I think that's how you do that. No, whatever. One thing at a time. Take her down! Take her down! Now, of this squadron, only the Furutaka was actually sunk in the battle. Although another one of their Japanese cruisers, I forget which one, was badly damaged. And one of the American cruisers was also forced to withdraw from battle because it was badly damaged. I believe it was the Salt Lake City, or perhaps the Boise. Wow, my gun's really not in range? Come on. Alright, we're just going to steer right for him. Actually, why don't I just switch back to the San Francisco, which seems to be in range. Start trying to drill the magazines. So in this fight, the Japanese were rather surprised to encounter an American squadron at night, since previously it hadn't done it. It was just it was new. It was unexpected. So that was one of the reasons the American column was able to get a major jump on the Japanese and get some good early volleys in. The Helena and the Boise with their more advanced radar sets were the first ones to open fire, and really some of the advantage they could have gained from those more advanced anyway, radar sets was somewhat lost in the delay. A lot of the commanders early on in the war didn't really trust radar, which at that time was a new technology. They were, you know, they had a certain way of thinking about naval gunnery, and they weren't about to trust radar to do their fighting for them. Now, that wasn't the case of all the commanders, but it was certainly a common opinion, which would, of course, change quite a bit as the war went on. As commanders got experience with the technology, learned what it could do for them, it became quite effective. Even by the end of the Guadalcanal campaign, some of the commanders had embraced radar as a method of range finding. But not here. These ships were actually quite close in the battle before they engaged. So, 5,000 yards or something like that, which even for a cruiser's guns, it's not exactly point blank range, but it's pretty close range. They could have been firing at quite a bit longer range than that.
Incoming enemy supply ships have been sighted at nearby islands, sir.
We need to confirm that and get ready to hit them, and fast.
Yes, let's go get them.
Fast. We've been working flat out for a long time.
And we'll continue to do so until Japan realizes that they've lost the war in the Pacific. Is that clear?
Right,
Sir,
so this
I
is
was
that
only concerned for the men
this
under
is that
your command.
reinforcement column.
They are my
Of course,
concern.
in
I'll
real
ask
life,
again. Is that clear, First Lieutenant?
The U.S. cruisers, after
Sir,
engaging
yes, sir.
the enemy cruisers, they didn't even really pursue the Japanese cruisers when they went to disengage.
One
That
of our
was
ships is going down, sir.
Get a vessel there
All
to
right,
pull out the
I will
survivors.
peel off the USS Duncan.
Sir, we have identified
To
the
go
enemy
assist.
supply ships as tankers, a fuel restock for the Japanese forces on Guadalcanal.
In any case,
Holding
as I
control
was saying
boats
before,
are
these
escorting.
ships got through clean, basically,
Make sure those tankers don't reach the
and
island.
the U.S. cruisers never even knew they were out there.
Sir, we have sighted an enemy vessel.
Occurs to me that these
Enemy vessel is heading for the bottom,
the
sir.
big guns, even of the Helena, might be kind of overkill on these little PT boats. But whatever. I guess really there's no such thing as overkill. There's either enough kill or there is not enough kill. Let's just send the San Francisco right down there to engage what looks like the tankers coming out of there. Oh, and the Duncan has a friend. Maybe let's send the San Francisco down in that general direction. Let's take personal command of the Duncan and see if we can't knock these guys out. We'll keep the Helena moving, put it right in the path of those tankers. All right, Duncan, battle speed. Let's bring all of our piddly guns to bear. Okay, hang on. I need to do. Whoa. Okay, I need another break here to check on how I change weapons. I totally forget. Okay, that was too easy. It's just a number. There we go. Let's fire some torpedoes at this guy. Since we didn't use any against the cruisers. Oh, that's all I have. It's just the one launcher, huh? Well, so be it. Come on, Duncan, you can take her. She's damaged.
Taking out an enemy
All right.
Sir, we've
So let's
rescued
put
most
out
of the
that
crew of the
fire.
sinking ship.
We got credit for rescuing the ship. So go ahead and report back to the San Francisco for escort duty.
Sir,
Duty.
radar is picking up a small number of unidentified units to the south.
The enemy might be trying to sneak a convoy through. Find and destroy them.
All right, I'll peel off the San Francisco to head down there. The Helena should be more than enough to take out these fleet tankers. Looks like there's a couple of ships down there, so I'm reluctant to send just the destroyer. So meanwhile, let's take the Helena and knock some of these ships out. Where are these little guys? We'll just use the AA guns on them. Should be more than enough to destroy these little things. I'm not about to let my cruiser get torpedoed by a PT boat. Sink, you jerk! No, look at the main guns trying to get it. See, now if I were on that boat, I would be like, nope, sorry, I am turning around. I've had just about enough being shot at today. We're just... Whoa, I got torpedoed! Oh, damn. Okay, let's deal with the flooding situation. Damn, one of those... That last BT boat must have got off a torpedo before I nailed her. That is kind of unfortunate. It's somewhat embarrassing.
We spotted a land-based gun position, sir.
Oh, whatever. Land-based guns. Not something I'm concerned about right now. Let's take these ships down.
Enemy vessel is heading for the bottom, sir.
Alright, they have this pretty much under control at this stage. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the San Francisco and see about taking out this mystery column.
She's sinking.
Of course, this little destroyer, the Asagumo, really doesn't have much of a prayer against a heavy cruiser. If she could torpedo me, it could be a problem. And that was one of the weapons of the Japanese that was particularly effective. It was something they worked a lot on perfecting, was their torpedoes. The long lance torpedo was responsible for sinking a great number of American ships. The airdrop version, also quite dangerous. The U.S. torpedoes didn't have nearly as long of an effective range, and the U.S. fleet didn't spend as much time training with their torpedoes, even for destroyer crews, for whom it was really the only weapon they had any prayer of hurting a capital ship with.
Get it, she's sinking fast.
So how's Helena doing up there? Seems to be under control. Just take those guys out. Well, San Francisco will take out the Natsugumo. That should pretty much do it for this battle. Come on. Bring it on, little guy. We don't need the binoculars anymore. We can just aim this one over the gun sights.
Confirming that the enemy convoy
Boom.
is destroyed, sir.
That'll teach
Going
you.
to the bottom.
Alright, ring up full speed and head back to the main battle area. Although it's not about to matter since that ship had no chance point blank range against a cruiser. Mission accomplished. Okay, so the results of the actual battle were, I believe, one American cruiser crippled, a couple others take minor damage, and one of the destroyers was also crippled. And the Japanese suffered one cruiser sunk, another one badly damaged, and I believe a destroyer also sunk. The cruisers, the American cruisers, were able to prevent the bombardment of Henderson Field, yet the reinforcement convoy still completed its mission, landing more Japanese army troops onto the island, as well as bringing them much needed ammunition and such. So the strategic significance was not great. However, the morale effect on the American cruiser forces and destroyer forces, the light forces if you will, was considerable, as the tactical victory proved that the Japanese gunships could be beaten, and it was a big morale boost after the light forces were absolutely trounced at the Battle of Savo Island. So in any case, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button below this video, comment and subscribe. I'm Southern Wolverine, and this has been another installment of Battlestations Pacific. Have a good day, everyone.